Oh, hey there. Just having a look through my old Freetrade portfolio. If you're feeling concerned about the markets at the moment, then you're in the right place. In this video, we're going to have a look over my portfolio. Now, I hope you like the color red, and I'm going to give you my view on what's going on at the moment. So for anyone new, I'm Neil, and this is Neil Invests, and I'm using this channel to track my progress to financial independence. We look over all my portfolios, we go through different stocks and funds that have caught my eye, and cover all sorts of different aspects of getting into investing. And hopefully, this channel might inspire you to do the same and join me on the journey. So my free trade portfolio has been designed to do two things specifically. First of all, to try and beat the market being the S&P 500. And the second thing I'm trying to do with this portfolio is try and raise a little bit of cash for charity, namely the Alzheimer's Society. The idea is any gains that we make above the market within this portfolio will be donated to the Alzheimer's Society. Fortunately, that's not looking too good at the moment. But seeing as though Freetrade have decided that they're not going to give any free shares away to anyone anymore, how about I take that link out of the description below, and I'm going to put a link to the Alzheimer's Society instead. And if you can afford it or you're feeling so inclined, please feel free to donate through there. Right, so let's have a look at the stocks within the portfolio. Don't forget, this portfolio is created to try and beat the market. That means that when I started it back in July last year, there's quite a lot of growth stocks in there. The stocks in there that I'm trying to beat the market with, which means we can't go for our 3Ms, we can't go for our Unilevers. We've got to try and push some boundaries. With that comes risk and reward. At the moment, unfortunately, the risk is high, and as a result of that, the declines have been heavy. Brace yourself for this, guys, because it is not pretty, I'm afraid. So my best performing stock to date has been Tesla. So looking here, I'm 3.53% up. So I bought for $1,053 a share in December while it was on an absolute tear. It has since fluctuated, as it always does. It's always up or down over the course of a week. It's a pretty volatile stock. It's a growth stock at the end of the day. So I'm pretty happy, actually, in this instance with a 3.5% decline. Now, you might be asking yourself, but Neil, 3.5% decline, how can that be your best stock? Fortunately, that's investing in 2022, guys. Next up, we've got my robotics ETF. So this is 7.97% down. Now, I do have really high hopes for this ETF in the long run. I've actually done a video. I'm going to put a link to it at the end of this video, so check it out where I go over this ETF. But naturally, given its sector, it's within robotics, it's within AI, it's full of growth, it's full of tech businesses, so it's been hit pretty hard. And in reality, a 7.97% decline is okay, actually, for the time being, given the potential that I believe that this ETF has. Bit of a jump in the decline, I'm afraid. Next stop is NEO, and it's nearly 20% down. So NEO is 50% down over the course of the last year, so you can see here on the chart, and it's showing no sign of this decline slowing up at all, I'm afraid. Perhaps it was overvalued in the first instance. There isn't really any sign of any bad news out there around this business. Sales are up, revenue's up, continues to grow. It's just been hit pretty hard. Next up, we've got Alibaba. So this is another Chinese business. This is also known as the Chinese Amazon. So it's 26% down. The main reason for that is there's significant issues with the Chinese government not taking a liking to this business at the moment, bringing in some regulation. As I've always warned about, this is always the issue with investing into Chinese businesses, so it's taken an absolute pasting. When you look at the 1 year decline on this business, it's just down, down, down. On top of that, it is considered a growth business, and growth businesses have been hit hard. So this one has been hit hard. Next up, we've got Palantir, and this is 30% down. Don't forget, Palantir is an American software company that specializes in big data. There's been a lot of support on YouTube for this business. There's a lot of videos out there on this business. It was a bit of a hype stock at one point, and it's had a bit of a correction now. That's what's happened with this one. So there's been a lot invested into this, a lot of retail cash, and a lot of serious cash as well has been invested into it. It's just a bit of a correction. That would be my view on this one. Was it potentially overvalued again before? Maybe. Maybe. Does this now represent a good buying opportunity? Well, if you've done your research into this one and you're confident that you're going to be invested into for the long term, potentially it could be. Fiverr then next is down 46%. So I doubled down, I tripled down into Fiverr on its way down. So it would have been even worse if I hadn't done the stock. In fact, is 66% down year on year. Every time they do an earnings report, it's a prettier picture. Every time they do an earnings report, they've grown more. But every quarter, this business declines. So unless there's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, that certain people do, again, this could represent a really good buying opportunity. Unfortunately for me, within this portfolio, 46% down. 2 to go, and they are big uns, I'm afraid. Second biggest loser then is Marathon Digital right here. So these guys, they mine for crypto. That's what they do. They buy loads of kit and they try to get loads of crypto. So this was my foray into the world of cryptocurrency. Anyone that watches this channel before, I'm not a crypto investor. This was me having a go at it, not directly buying crypto, but buying a business that is involved within crypto. And what am I? I am 50% down on this one and 50% down on this business. So in order for this to get break even, it's got to double. A 50% decline in the business requires a 100% increase to get back to where it was. Is that likely to happen by the time this portfolio finishes within July? Christ himself only knows. Crypto is the most volatile investment there is out there. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. What I won't be doing is dropping another penny into this business for the time being. And the biggest loser in the portfolio, like it is within every portfolio I have, no surprises here, it is Virgin Galactic, and it is 62% down. I am 62% down on my investment. So 50 quid has become 18 pounds. It now needs nearly 200% return in order to break even. And I have absolutely no confidence that it will do that by July. So I'm invested into this business within my main portfolio within Trading 212, and I'm invested in this business for decades, and I think that there is a potential within it. It's a volatile business, however, and I don't see any green shoots over the course of 2022. Unless something miraculous happens with testing, then I've got absolutely no confidence that this business is going to get anywhere near recovering over the course of the next few months, I'm afraid. So my saving grace with all of this, the reason I'm not down even more, is because I sold Lucid when it was flying. On top of that, I took profit from a couple of other holdings just before this correction hit. So I had a lot of cash in reserves, and that's when I drifted into some of these businesses. If I hadn't done that, this portfolio would be looking a lot worse. So let's look at the numbers. So it started at a £500 portfolio. Now it's worth 432. So overall, thanks to those sales, I'm actually only 13.6% down. Now I say only 13.6% down. That's a lot. But when you look through the businesses that I'm holding here, and you can see declines of 50%, 60%, 40%, 30%, I'll take 13.6% down. So what's the market done in that time frame? Well, the market, when we started this project, was at 4401. The S&P 500 was at 4401. It has since increased by 3.6%. So the market is definitely beating me at the moment. I've got to try and correct that by the time July comes around. I'm a little bit concerned that that's going to be possible at the moment, given what's happening. I don't see much growth over the course of 2022, so it's going to be hard to try and recover that and beat the market. And don't forget, if you do have any suggestions, please drop them below of businesses that you think are going to have a chance while we're going through this period of correction. As I said at the beginning, why do we think this is happening? Well, my view is this is what happens with growth businesses. If you've got a portfolio made up just of growth businesses, you're going to have to expect these sort of declines. You're going to have to take them. You're going to have to take a 50% decline, and you're going to have to sit on it. So this is why it's really, really important to have a diverse portfolio. A portfolio just made up of growth businesses is going to give you these sort of headaches, I'm afraid. What you need is a portfolio made up of across a number of different asset classes. You need dividend businesses, you need ETFs, or whatever your approach to investing might be. What you don't want to do is have 8 hyper growth businesses within a portfolio and expect that to give you some good returns in the long term. So if this was my main investment portfolio, I would be pretty concerned now right now, actually, even if I was doing it for the long term, because it's just not diverse enough and there's just too much volatility and risk within it. As I mentioned towards the beginning of the video, I'm going to put a link here to my robotics ETF. Have a look at that. It's really quite interesting. And if you're still here now, that means you're one of my favorite viewers, the ones that stick to the end. So you're probably wondering as well. You're probably a subscriber as well. If you are, thanks for watching. You're probably wondering what I'm doing here. So I'm in the attic. So I've come out of the office. I was putting my Christmas decorations away, and I thought, hang on, nice bit of brickwork that. So I've come up here, I've set some lights up, and it's all ready to go every time I need it now. So the Christmas decorations are behind these blankets. You can see it on this camera. So this is where I'll be for the next few videos. Let me know what you think.